What's happening? This is the Tap In Podcast. We are live inside the Tap In studio. I got two special guests in the building today. For those who don't know, I've been probably doing Muay Thai probably about 4.5 months now.
Yeah.
And shout out to Warren Navarro. He was a guest that I had on the podcast before. He does Muay Thai. He was like, hey, man, I was like, I want to get in shape, but I just hate going to like regular gyms, but I want to do something kind of active. And so I went online, I looked up Muay Thai in Arlington, found Outlaw Muay Thai, and so I got Coach Ash and Coach Nick here with me today. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Man, thank y'all. I got so many questions about Muay Thai. I want to start from the beginning though. How did you get into Muay Thai, Coach Ash?
My sons, they fight. So Chris started fighting first. He's my youngest son, and I just got tired of sitting on the sidelines, so I just hopped in there with him.
How long ago was that?
God, that was back in 2016.
Okay.
So it was like eight years ago, I guess. I don't do math.
Really?
It's a long time ago.
Okay, and Coach Nick, how long you been doing Muay Thai?
I've been doing Muay Thai, I'm 42, right around 18, 19 years.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you get started? Like, what made you start?
So before I started doing Muay Thai, I actually used to do karate and taekwondo. So one of the person, a guy that I used to teach for, he opened a gym and said, hey, let's do, we got MMA and Muay Thai. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll come in and I'll do Muay Thai. So I went and started doing Muay Thai there with a guy named Wes. And after I trained a little bit with Wes for about a year or so, I then went to my coach now, Samsak, and never looked back. Once I got into it, I just balls to the wall, just kept going.
You still have a coach? You still like train with a coach and everything?
Yeah, I actually have two coaches. I have an MMA coach and a Muay Thai coach. My Muay Thai coach is Coach Samsak, and my MMA coach is Coach Will. So Coach Will, they've both been to the gym. Will's been more recently. I think the last time he was like, maybe about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago?
Yeah, he's been.
So, and you still have a coach, Ash, or?
My coach moved on. He's not with us. He's alive, but he's like not at the. He's not. He used to teach at our gym, but he's not around anymore. Not teaching me, but I've been taught by a lot of different people. But Coach Nick teaches me. I mean, he obviously has got more experience.
Yeah.
Coach Nick's still around. Teaches me a few things every once in a while.
Yeah. How long has the gym been in existence?
The physical location that I have opened up in 2022, I opened the physical location, but the Outlaw name has been open since 2021. He opened Outlaw into 2021.
Okay.
It was within another gym in Pantego. And he actually helped the boys train while I opened my gym in Grand Prairie. And then I was having trouble, so we just merged together because we've been friends a long time. And so he wanted to get out of his situation, and I needed help, so and I pulled the Outlaw name because, come on. It was already successful. It was already a successful brand. The logo was already a good brand. So we just kept that brand. So we ran with that.
Give the address to where the physical location is.
2601 Arrow Drive in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Man. And I initially, when I started doing it, I always thought karate, MMA, Muay Thai, any kind of like hand-to-hand combat, I always thought it was for like people who needed confidence or they couldn't really fight.
Right.
That's what I thought it was.
No, I think the mentality, especially with the progression of MMA and martial arts and in general now, has kind of changed that mentality as far as like, you know, the first thing people would automatically say, oh, well, my son needs or my daughter needs more confidence, or they've been getting bullied, they stick them into martial arts. And, you know, that's been kind of like the go-to for things like that. But now I think you get so many people competing, so many different organizations out there as far as fighters, you know, both male and female. So the mentality is a lot different now. And then a lot of people are actually just starting to do it just to get in shape. Like
me.
You know,
yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't, you know, going to the gym, there's nothing wrong with going to the gym and lifting if that's what you like to do. But a lot of people want more activeness. And so they do Muay Thai or boxing or jiu-jitsu or anything along those lines. And it kind of, you know, helps them to kind of reach their fitness goals because it's something different. It's something that's new. And then it's also a good, you know, conversation piece whenever you're with people like, hey, you know, oh, I went to the gym today. Okay, then that's it. But like, yeah, I went to Muay Thai today. And a lot of people are like, well, what's that?
Yeah.
And then you explain it to them and then, you know, maybe they want to come and try it out with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, it's that mentality has kind of gone away, probably like in the last like 7 or 8 years.
I always see, and is there like a progression in Muay Thai, kind of like there is like in karate, where you get like white belt, red belt, orange, or something like that? Is there any kind of progression in Muay Thai?
A lot of the progression in Muay Thai is basically determined by the school, but a lot of times the way Muay Thai is really established as far as how good you are or where you are is by sparring, is by actually putting into application, like applying it. So you take what you learn and you apply it. And then once you apply it, your coach then sees, okay, you need to work on your defense, you need to work on your movement, you need to work on your kicks, you need to work on... Because like I tell everyone, you know, we both tell you guys, you can look good on pads, but then, or you can look good on the bag, or you can look good shadow boxing. But then when you actually have to apply it to another person that's actually trying to strike you as well, that's when you get to really see what needs to be polished and what really needs to be shined up and what you really need to work on.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of pressure that comes with that
Yes.
scenario,
Yeah.
that fighter scenario, that sparring scenario.
What I learned from sparring is, because I've had a bunch of street fights as a kid, right? I haven't had a fight like
Everybody does.
Yeah, I haven't had a fight in like 20 years or something like that.
Yeah.
But when I was having my little street fights, I noticed I would get real mad. And I think with Muay Thai, I'm trying to be more calm when I'm doing my sparring. Because I remember like the first month or so when I was sparring somebody, and I came with a haymaker, and Coach I was like, damn, that shit came from way back here. And I'm trying to like be more technical.
Right.
But it's being calm in the fight is, I think, what makes somebody a real good fighter versus not.
Yeah.
Would that be true?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with letting your emotions, you know, kind of help you. You know, if you get mad, but it's a matter about how you challenge that, you know, you channel that anger. Like if you just start swinging for the fences, you're going to leave yourself open and then you're going to get hit with like a basic punch, like a basic jab or anything like that. So, I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's a matter about how you channel that anger and that aggression. Because, I mean, again, it's not, you know, tennis or it's not something that's very... It's a fight, you know. So you're gonna have emotions when you get hit, especially when you're trying to do something. You get popped, and you're just like, this motherfucker just hit me, you know. So
yeah.
We've all been there. We've all dealt with it. I mean, you just gotta work through it. If that didn't work, move on to something else.
Goodness gracious! And then something else. It's teaching me so much about my body. I never knew that my hips were so tight and so like, I feel
He's huge on.
Man, it's like Muay Thai, like just in this short little span, because I've never done any kind of martial arts before, but just in this short span, I've learned so much about my body and what it can't and can't do at my age. And would you suggest older people like my age, 40 and up, like getting into Muay Thai this?
absolutely.
Really?
I mean, why not?
It
You're only gonna
hurts.
get one. You're only gonna get one body, and you're only gonna get one chance. Why not? Why not? And then when you get older, what are you gonna do? Lay around in the bed? I watched both my parents die in the bed.
Really? Man.
Confined to a room. You want to watch that? You want to be that?
I don't.
Is that what you want to be, or do you want to die running? I want to die running.
I guess when you put it like that, yeah, I guess I can see, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, why not be active and be movement? You know, be moving. We're not trying to get you to fight, you know, but you know.
That's what you want to do. No.
You know, I mean, if you want to, you know.
At some point, I was thinking of like, you know what? I want to see where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Got the point circuit. You don't got to get knocked out.
I was like, I want to see, but I mean, I'm still early in my training, so
Yeah, no rush.
Yeah.
how long does that usually take for somebody to
That's
get
up to you.
Really?
That's true.
Because with my work schedule and my daughter, I really only go 2, maybe 3 times a week to the gym.
It's your journey, man. But if you decide to take that jump, you're gonna have to pick it up. That's when you pick it up.
Okay.
That's when you decide. Muay Thai is people, whether it's Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu or MMA, you gotta treat it not like a sprint. It's not a sprint. It's a journey. That means you're gonna have obstacles that are gonna come in your way. But what really dictates what people do is when the obstacle comes that kind of hinders them from training or hinders them from kind of really pushing forward, they let that obstacle kind of dictate their training instead of saying, okay, I have this going on. And really, the training could probably help them with what they're going through. You know, you get a lot of people that, you know, they need an outlet from whatever it is, and they go and they do that and they feel better, you know. You know, we get people, you know, you're there with everyone when they come in and they're just like, oh, I'm here. And then when they're done, they're like, all right, it sucked, but I feel better. You know, so it's one of those things to where it's not, if you're just willing to just put the time in, you'll get better. It's just people want it now. They want to be good now. They want to be able to kick now. They want to be able to punch now. They want to be able to do all this stuff now. And you got to let your body get adapted to the type of training that you're doing. And then once your body starts getting used to it, then you can start doing a little bit more. Just got to take your time.
Would you say an athlete, somebody who's a little bit more flexible, will be able to really advance quicker, or is it just really on the amount of time that they're training, doing the technique?
They gotta have you can be flexible, you can be strong, but do you have cardio? I mean, you gotta have all of it. I mean, and then you can have cardio, but do you have the other things? So it's
Like the technique and...
yeah, you got to check all the boxes. So there's always going to be something you got to work on. Nobody's going to come in with all the boxes checked.
Okay. What's the craziest things you guys seen at like these tournaments, like these Muay Thai tournaments?
Just seen it. This dude fell into a table, broke all his stuff, all his collarbone and hit his elbow right here. And then I guess they thought his elbow was just dislocated, so they were over there yanking on it.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. And
Oh, my God.
Did he get kicked or punched, or how did he fall into the table?
I think they just, what happened was, because we actually had a guy.
I think it was an attempt to sweep.
Yeah.
The guy attempted to sweep, and he just kind of stumbled into the table.
I remember that, because we actually had a guy that was getting ready to fight. So
Johnny.
Was it Johnny's guy?
No, it wasn't Johnny's guy. He was getting ready. He was up to fight.
Yeah, one of our guys.
We were waiting, staging.
Yeah, we were in staging, and then everyone rushed over there, and we're just looking.
The part that was so astonishing is that they were yanking on that arm. That was just he was it was just
yeah.
Oh my God,
it was all broken.
Goodness.
That was That was crazy. That might not have been the craziest thing I've ever seen, but that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It was fresh. That's fresh. It's still fresh. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you see a lot
fresh.
of things, especially if you go to these fights and you go to, you get a lot of people that they get the jitters. It's your first fight or it's your first like event, and you get the jitters, and then they swing for the fences. They do things. They kick super high, and their feet come up, and they fall and knock the wind out of themselves. And I mean, there's all types of stuff. I think that's one of the things that's so intriguing about fighting is that anything can change in the drop of a hat. Like you could be winning, and then you just get caught, and then everything changes.
Yeah.
So,
I think ever since I started doing Muay Thai, I get so many Muay Thai videos, karate videos on my timeline. What is the difference between like Thailand, I guess Muay Thai, and like UFC kind of like? Because I've seen a variation of like a little like Muay Thai in UFC.
okay. So with that's more. The Muay Thai from Thailand is more. You don't have to worry about takedowns. So you can do Muay Thai and MMA. The UFC, Bellator, One Championships. Those fighters do Muay Thai. They have Muay Thai techniques, but they have to adjust their stance, adjust their rhythm to prevent takedowns, to prevent getting thrown.
Because they do everything.
But in Thailand, just straight Thai boxing, your stance is a lot smaller. You don't have to worry about that. The only thing you really have to worry about are your getting caught with sweeps. So you have to worry about your kicks and your positioning as far as that goes. So the stances are a little bit wider. The guys that do, who incorporate Muay Thai into MMA, just because you have to be able to block takedowns, you have to be able to push off of a cage and things like that. So there's similarities, but the main differences are basically rhythm and stance. So the wider your stance is to prevent takedowns, whereas in traditional Thai boxing, your stance is closer and tighter, and you're moving forward a lot. So that's one of the main differences.
Okay. And you guys are going to Thailand as Outlaw, right?
Yeah, we're going to try to set up a trip to go to Thailand. We're still working on some of the details, trying to get it situated. But eventually, we all want to go find some gyms in Thailand to go and compete with, or go and train at. I know, especially with the guys we have, especially with her son Chris, we want to get him over there too. Get him some good Thai training.
Have you ever been? You guys ever been over there and
I haven't
train?
been.
No? This will be the first time.
Yeah.
Can anybody go? Like if anybody's watching this, if they say, "Hey, I want to go with the team."
There's a lot of people that just pack up and take off and go.
Yeah.
Really?
We've actually had one of our coaches, Cody. He's been twice.
He goes every year.
Yeah.
No, he plans a trip. He goes every year.
Every year.
He goes to Samart.
Yeah, Samant. And then we had a student who he came in with his grandma.
His grandma just called. She didn't come in, but she called me, and she was just gonna send him.
Just sent him.
She sent him to us for about I think 6 weeks.
How old was he?
He just turning 18, and she was just gonna send him, and he went out there.
Yeah.
He came back not that long ago, but I think he's living out in Oklahoma now.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, it's fun to go out there, because you have so many. That's so when people go, they want to find a good gym, but there's so many gyms out there. That, I mean, finding one that's just your fit. I mean, you'll still get the experience, that whole Thai experience.
It's one gym I see that where they training outside, and it's like
Most of them are outside. I mean, they have a covering, but most of them have like open walls. It's like I think they're called open air gyms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it just looks so hot.
It's a tropical environment.
Yeah, I just can't imagine
Yeah.
training in that kind of weather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's the best. Hot and
I
muggy.
know you like I know you like that hot and muggy.
I mean, if you train out in our gym, it's the same environment. It's very humid. It gets.
Yes.
It's humid in there.
It does, but I feel like it is good because you mentally have to be checked in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I always like little challenges just to see where my mentality is, if I could last. Because I feel like I'm the oldest guy in the gym, but I don't want to look like I'm the oldest guy in the gym.
No, I mean, we
Polo.
Marco Polo?
Isn't he?
Yeah, Marco
Yeah.
Polo.
He's 53.
He's 53?
Yeah.
So I'm the second oldest then.
So,
I didn't know it was so many little kids. Not little kids. I ain't gonna call them little kids.
I call them little kids.
the youngsters,
Youngsters. I did not know it was so many
What do I
youngsters.
tell
in the
you all the
class.
time?
Like,
kids.
Them kids.
like,
Well,
I call them them kids.
Yeah, there are because a lot of kids. Now you got me calling them kids. A lot of them want, they see that lure of just wanting to go and fight and become a pro and all that stuff. And
Our target audience is 25 to 35, sir. So yes,
Yeah.
they're all kids.
man. And they're good too. Some of them in there, I can't remember his guy's name. The guy who always, Chris and the other guy that always trained. Your
Dennis?
son, Dennis.
And that's his
Both
best
of
friend.
them together, like,
Oh, he's hurting right now. Dennis went with his family to Vietnam for a month, so Chris is hurting. Chris
Yeah.
is sad.
I always see them and be like, God damn. Both of them. I be like, yeah, I'm gonna stay away from them.
He raised Dennis, man. He's like, I gotta find a new regular training partner. Man, he raised Dennis the last. It's almost been like 2 years. He's trained
Really?
Dennis. Yeah, him and Dennis are just
Golly, man.
best friends.
What would you guys say? I mean, I think I know this answer, but I want you guys to say it. The difference between Thai boxing and like regular boxing.
There's a lot.
yeah, there's a lot. There's nothing wrong with. We just have more weapons, it's the art of 8 limbs. So, kicks, knees, elbows, and you get hit with those, especially depending on the level that you're at. They're bare, So if you get caught with an elbow, it's a naked elbow, and it'll cut you. Naked knee, and then shin to chin. It's there are more weapons. So the stance is different. A lot of in and out boxing is very in and out, moving,
They're
head
very
movement,
sideways.
But for us, we can't do those low rolls because you can catch a knee, or if you lean back, just because I can't reach you with my punch doesn't mean I can't reach you with a kick, So there's a little bit more to look out for.
There's also a big difference in the way they train their people and the way they run their gyms. They don't do a lot of instructor taught classes. So when you go to a boxing gym, you're often, when you're a beginner or when you're just starting out, you're often left to run your workout yourself. So when you come into a Thai gym, it's often a class led by an instructor, and you get a little bit of instruction. Usually the instructor comes around to correct you or tell you you're trash or tell you you're, doing a little bit of a good job if you're not Coach Nick.
Debatable. I gotta see some stuff.
Usually boxing gyms only want to give you attention if you're one of their fighters and hold mitts for you and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I used to look at boxing like, man, they got some good hands. But now, I would take a Muay Thai fighter over a boxer any day now. Because I always see boxers got that wide stand. I'll be like, I'm going to just kick his fucking leg. And that's why I be looking at that front leg like, I'm going to just kick his leg so hard.
I think every coach has had the story of, coming in, someone coming to from boxing to try Muay Thai or to try MMA or something along those lines. And it's either a leg kick or a takedown or something. One of our guys, he actually started boxing. He's been working a lot lately. JJ started boxing You know, he started boxing.
JJ's a good boxer.
You know, and then get caught with a leg kick. He's like, oh, don't like that.
Yeah.
You know, so
I've been noticing there's a couple of different people in there that come from like boxing backgrounds.
Yeah.
And their stance is pretty bladed too.
Yes. You can tell the difference. You can tell the difference.
It's a hard habit to break.
Yeah. When if somebody wants to come to the gym, I know you guys, what is the process of joining the gym or joining the team?
You just got to come in and try a class. We offer a first class free to everybody. Anybody that wants to come in and try it, you can come in and try any of the normal classes. We have class 3 times a day, Monday through Friday, noon, 5 p.m., and 7 p.m. 7 p.m. is a little scary.
That's the good one right there, boy. That's that.
You be setting people up too. What are you doing? What are you doing Monday at 7? Don't go see Coach Poe. Don't go see the nice guy.
You gotta know, man. You gotta know.
But they just gotta sign a waiver.
Okay.
And just because if you gotta know that it's a combat sport. You're gonna get hit eventually, and it's not gonna be my fault. I'm not responsible.
It's one of the things
don't sue me.
Yeah.
And if you're under 18, you gotta have a parent come sign it. So,
yeah.
And we have kids class now.
And what time is the kids class?
At 4:15. It's 4:15 to 5.
Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday.
And the address again?
2601 Arrow Drive in Grand Prairie.
In Grand Prairie, Texas. About joining the team, what does that process look like?
The fight team?
The fight team.
Oh, that you gotta talk to that bald man over there about that.
All right, so in order to join the fight team, the first thing that we want to do is you
gonna tell him about the Agni
She changed up some things a little bit.
You gonna talk about the Agni
So
you gonna talk about that on the
wait? I'll bring that up.
I almost said the radio. That's how old I am.
So basically, the way it works out is if you want to fight, we start you off in IKF. So we have a progression process. So IKF is where we start everybody. It's the point sparring. It's no knockouts. It's technical. If it gets too crazy, they kind of break it up and then let you guys go again. So you can really work on your technique, really work on, trying to improve your Muay Thai. After we do IKF, then we do what's called a smoker. Now, in order to do a smoker, you got to go through what we call an Agni Kai.
A what?
An Agni Kai.
Okay.
It's a trial by fire. So basically what that is...
It's where Coach Nick beats your ass. It's where get real close. It's where Coach Nick beats your ass for how many minutes?
So basically...
For 5-5-minute rounds and 3 minutes.
So basically, once you say, okay, I want to do a smoker, then we do the Agni Kai. So you spar me, you give me 5-5-minute rounds, and then 3-3-minute rounds.
You want to hear a fun story about the Agni Kai?
Yes.
Okay, so back when he was still at Pantego, his guys had not met me yet. And I show up. I've already been fighting. I've already been doing amateur fights. His guys are like, we need to see Ashley go through the Agni Kai. And they're trying to put me in the shit. And I'm like, I'm already a fighter. What the fuck?
That's what I told him. It was like, she's already done her dues.
I'm already a fighter. What are y'all trying to do to me? They're trying to stick me in there with this man, trying to get me lit up, and cause they're mad because he done whooped them.
Yeah.
Like y'all trying to have me murdered because y'all mad. No.
It's become so, I guess, part of the culture at Outlaw that whenever someone says that they want to do a smoker, and someone that's on the fight team hears it, they tell them, like, you got to go through one. Like, you got to go through one. And the way I do it is if they have a smoker coming up, luckily it's pretty far out. So they say they want to do it. So we have a little bit of time.
Time to recover.
So have time to recover. But basically what happens with that is it's out of the blue. So let's say you want to do a smoker, right? So everyone's gonna be like, hey, you got to do an Agni Kai. Cool. So you're in your mind. If I tell you, hey, on Monday, you got to get ready. So you're gonna be mentally prepared for it. So what I do is I don't tell people. So I'll be like, hey, gear up all the way. And it could be like on a Tuesday or a Thursday or whatever. And when everyone hears that, gear up all the way, they start getting hyped. They go get phones because everyone does it.
Coach Ash sighs really hard.
Yeah.
Goes get the med bag.
even Coach Cody did it too.
Yeah, Coach Cody did it.
Everyone does it. Everybody gets it.
It's like a rite of passage.
It is.
It is. Oh, Coach Cody's was so bad. You messed up his legs so bad.
Like another, I don't remember that. Anyway, so that's
We took a group picture after, and he had to sit on a stool. He had to sit on a stool. If you go look on that little digital picture frame, that picture's in there, and he had to sit on a stool with his leg out. His leg was so messed up.
It was leg kicks?
Leg kicks.
You tear his legs up.
Leg kicks.
I think he threw up too.
I don't.
He did. I think he did.
I don't.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't. Of course you don't.
But
I remember because I had. Okay.
So once you do the Agni Kai, it's not about winning. That's what it is. The Agni Kai is about. I want to see where you are mentally.
Survival.
Like, and there'll be times, especially, that's when you get me. Like, I'll be talking shit to you. Like, if I sweep you, I'll tell you get up or quit, and it's the goal. And I like the way it works because when people see the Agni Kai, they rally behind the person that's doing it. At that point in time, it's everybody in the gym with the person against me. And Coach Ash is there, like, coaching them, like, hey, this is what you got to do. Everyone else is, like, behind them. And it's them trying to get them not to quit. Like, don't quit. That's all it is. Like, you don't quit. And then at the very end, we announced the new member of our fight team, whoever it is that went through the Agni Kai. So then they go smokers. Ronnie, Jeremiah, Johnny has a couple of smokers he has to do. Once you do a couple of smokers, then that's when we start pushing you into the amateur circuit, to where you start getting amateur fights and start fighting amateurly. And then
amateur is what goes on your record.
Yeah.
Once you start doing amateur fights, then you will get a recorded, like, tick. This wins, losses. An amateur record is not quite as important as your pro record, but it's still important.
Yeah. So when we have people who want to eventually go that route, we gotta, we want to get them. We really believe that we don't want to just throw you in there, because we get a lot of people that just want to come in. Like, I want to fight. Okay, how much experience you got? Ain't none.
I was messaging you about that today.
None.
I did that today.
Yeah, how much experience you got?
That poor kid coming there today. I said, he called me earlier. He said, you want to be a pro fighter this week?
This week?
Yeah.
I was messing her.
Yeah, she was messing with me.
I was trying to get him mad.
And I was like, oh, really?
This poor kid.
But, because I think that the progression process, it helps you with your fight IQ. I'm really big on as far as your fight IQ, as far as, like, okay, there's no reason for me to be like, okay, you've been training for 6 or 8 months, and then let's go ahead and throw you amateur. That's a suicide mission, because you don't have any experience as far as in that environment. The environment's different. It's different when you're sparring your friends, when you're with your teammate and you guys are sparring, as opposed to walkout music coming out, you and another person in front of everybody, and it's just y'all. It's different.
Oh yeah, there's so much more that goes into a fight than just the fight. Once you get to that level, there's lights, people screaming.
They do all that in amateurs? Really?
Yeah. There's a whole workup to it. You know, you're getting ready, getting your hands wrapped. You know, your nerves are going, and then you got to walk out there. There's music. You know, you got to deal with people screaming. You're trying to listen to coach. Everybody's eyes are on you. Could be hundreds and hundreds of people there.
Not to mention streaming or people watching it live.
Yeah, there could be a camera, flying over you, depending on what promotion you're going for. You know, it could be camera guys standing on the side of you, videoing down, taking pictures.
Damn.
There's there's refs everywhere. There's
it's
a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's not just the fight.
Yeah, it's progressed a lot. Like that, the promotions are getting a lot better as far as like promoting fighters and promoting the fighters. It promotes their event. So interviews and things like that.
They're selling tickets.
And then social media as well. That's like, fighters are also they're promoting themselves. I mean, it's a lot, especially now.
Fight game is big.
Yeah, I'm noticing. I had no clue. I had no clue on how a production. I mean, I guess I never seen a Muay Thai production. You know what I mean? I always equated to like a UFC.
It's not just Muay Thai. A lot of the promotions in the area don't just do Muay Thai. They'll do Muay Thai fights. They'll do MMA fights. They'll do some jiu-jitsu super fights. Like I just tried to get Ronnie and Jeremiah and Little Chris for Rage in the Cage in Oklahoma. Okay, they're doing some jiu-jitsu super fights. They're doing kickboxing, which is similar to Muay Thai, which is what our guys would go do. And then they're doing MMA, all on one card. All one card, okay? They didn't match up any of our people, so we're not going to get that one. So, okay, we'll move on to the next. But that promotion has all those things within that. But for us to be up for that, I have to send them all of our guys' information, ask their matchmaker, can you try to get a match for our guys? These are the guys I have. It's a big process. And then they would have to, if they got a fight, they would have to send in medicals. They would have to submit pictures. We would have to drive out there. They have to do weigh-ins. They would have to, their music would play. They would come out. They would do their fight. There'd be people everywhere. They're selling tickets. They're promoting their tickets right now. Ticket sales for it. So it's a big deal.
Okay. So it's like for somebody who's never been to one of these, it's kind of like to simplify it, like a boxing card. Like you got, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their promoter makes a card. Their matchmaker makes a card, tries to put together a card. Their promoter promotes it. They have matchmakers. They have promoters. They have people in charge of ticket sales, in charge of collecting medicals, in charge of all kinds of things. Yeah.
Okay. Damn. See, I'm not versed in this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is good. I want to talk about the event that we have coming up. I say we.
Yeah,
Nick,
you're part of the gym.
Part of the gym.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nick, what is his name? Nick Carello?
Nico. Yeah, Nico Carrillo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's from Scotland. He's one championship fighter from Scotland. He's 3-time world champion.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if people want to come, so if you guys can explain what's going to be happening that day when he comes.
When he comes, he's going to put on a seminar. It's probably going to be about a 2-hour seminar. He's on his Instagram. He's already doing some seminars, and he's got some short videos there on his Instagram of some of the techniques that he's teaching that he uses when he fights. They're very effective. He's a very effective fighter, very sharp fighter. He trains out there with Jonathan Haggerty and stuff like that. So,
So if anybody wants to come, how do they get involved, or how do they come to meet Nico, learn his techniques? What do they need to do?
We have our tickets for sale on Eventbrite. Eventbrite organizes ticket sales very effectively. So all they got to do is go to Eventbrite, place an order. You can order as many tickets as you want, put it in your cart, check out, and then it'll send me an email, and it'll give me names, people that bought the tickets, and you'll be on the list to
And
get in.
what day is it?
It's July 7th. Be at 6 p.m.
At the gym in Grand Prairie.
Gym in Grand Prairie.
Okay, July 7th. So if any Muay Thai fighters that's in the area that wants to come meet Nico, learn his techniques.
Yeah, you get to meet with them. We're going to
Yeah.
keep it pretty small. There's a limited number of tickets available, so I might open up a few more spots if we sell out. But we're going to keep it pretty small. We liked it when Liam Harrison came. We liked it where it was really small. We'll have a photographer there to take pictures, just like we did when Mr. Harrison came. So, yeah, he has fans. I mean, I know he does have fans because he's a great fighter.
Yeah. And this is something else I wanted to ask you guys. Cause I think I talked to you, Coach Ash, about it before. Like doing something like, what's the show that they had with Dana White where they're having all these different fighters?
Oh, the Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah. Would you guys ever do something like that and record it? And like put it like a competition kind of thing?
I think Coach Dick would not enjoy that.
I think that
I think that we be playing around too much.
I think that something along those lines, when you have people that come in and you're checking the skill set of people in order to get them to come and fight. That's something that it could be enjoyable. I think it could be enjoyable. I think that the main thing is just kind of if we're going to be mic'd up or not, because she's with me when I'm. I mean, you guys know I'm very.
He's a little colorful in the things he says.
So
am I. I mean, I'm not innocent.
But something along that lines. I think that
I could get canceled.
How you get canceled? I mean,
I could.
We would need to.
You might get canceled before me.
In order for us to do something like that, I would like the gym to grow a little bit more.
Okay.
Get some, have our guys come in and, we would actually need the guys that are there to kind of get some fights, work on their amateur record, and then we have a little bit more of a platform to do something like that. Right now, our biggest goal is to get our guys that are going AMI this year, to get them on that boat and really.
Yeah, Ronnie's on his way. He's Melee's looking at him right now. I got Melee looking to match him, and then so crossing my fingers on that they find him somebody, and I'm always looking for stuff for Chris. He's just at such a young age and such an awkward age. He's so good for how young he is.
Chris is what, 14?
Yeah, and then he's too young to do a lot of stuff, and I don't want him to rush, but I'm sad that he's bored. He gets bored and not being able to compete. There's just not a lot for him here in Texas, and I can't just ship him off to Thailand by himself.
Yeah.
And I got responsibilities here, so I can't just run off to Thailand with him. So it's like I feel bad for him, but I don't want him to like rush off into something that he's not ready for either.
Yeah.
We have a good strong core as far as guys that are, we just got to get everyone situated on the right page, and everyone, all in line, so we can actually push for those guys and girls to actually go in and start making moves that they need to be making.
It was so interesting to me when I started joining the class that the girls and the guys fight each other sometimes, or they spar. And that was kind of like, really? But I learned sparring with Coach Ash, don't take the women lightly.
Yeah, you know what? I will say this. You can quote me on this.
Okay.
I will stand by this 100%. If you give me two people to coach, a male or a female, if I had to choose, I would focus more on the female. And the reason why is because females listen better. they're more technique sound. And when you're in the corner, if I'm yelling at someone, like Ronnie's fight. So Ronnie was the smoker he went to.
The guys listen to me.
Well, no. But I'm saying when I'm yelling at him, you know, it takes them a little bit of the time, you know, to kind of for it to click. But if I'm coaching a female and I'm like, hey, jab, cross, right kick, pop, pop, pop. They throw it. It may land, it may not land, but women are easier to coach because they listen more. They're more, like I said, technically sound. So, I mean,
I'm going to go on the record and say he's never said that about me.
I'm going on the record and deny that. But they just are, you know. And, you know, I think that our gym, we're more on the, I don't know, I don't see it like that. I see it as you're coming to learn Muay Thai. And so everyone's there to learn. It's just like, I think a lot of gyms are really big as far as pushing like their products and things like that. And we're not. We're more come and train, you know? And when you come and train, you're going to train with whoever, you know, if it's, you know, if it's you and someone else, and if it's male and female, you know, that's just the way it is. You know, be respectful of your partner, obviously, and then just work.
Yeah, I always tell everybody there to use your words. You know, we're all adults here. If you feel like, it doesn't matter if it's male and male, female and female, female, male, whatever. Whoever's going with you, if it's spar day, if it's not spar day, if it's drill day, whatever, if something's happening to you that you don't like, you need to say something, you know? If y'all are drilling too hard, you're sparring too hard, open your mouth. Don't start a conflict. Don't start brawling out here. Don't start, you know, drilling hard back and forth. Just say, hey, can we take it easy? What's going on? You mad? Are we butthurt? What's happening? Y'all, we're all grown. Like, can we talk about it?
Yeah.
And I tell the guys that all the time.
You know, when we do open mat, we're really big as far as like, you know, we get a lot of new people, especially since we started doing the Wednesday open mat. We get a lot of people that have never sparred before, but they're gonna try it, you know. And we come in and like I have, you know, you're there when we have the talk at the beginning. Look, you're gonna have people that have never sparred before. If you have experience and they don't have experience, you guys that have experience, that's your time to get beat up. That's your time to let them work because they don't know what they're doing. And that's your also time to kind of pass on a little bit of knowledge. Like, hey, this is what you need to work on. This is what I was told to do. And those are things like that, you know, that we encourage our guys that are especially, you know, smokers, the ones that have actually competed. It's what we want them to do. We want them to kind of pass on that knowledge, and just to work. Like I said, that's why I don't like it when people start going hard that don't have experience. You know, that's when we have to kind of shut it down and then kind of reset. You know, in a loving way.
Has anybody went hard yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I always hear the warning in the beginning, and I was like, okay.
You weren't there that day, but it was was it a Wednesday night?
It was a Wednesday night.
It's weird because Gippy was involved.
Well, so it was. I think it was just the day that we decided just to do sparring. I don't think it was a Wednesday night.
I think it was a Monday.
Yeah, it was a Monday or two. It was. We decided to do.
I hope Gippy watches this. I dropped your name, Gippy.
So, basically, I told people like, look, if you guys start going hard, then we're gonna have a problem because this is not it. It's not about. This is your chance to work. And if you start going hard, then you're gonna come in the ring.
See the big boss.
And then I'll spar one, and then I'll spar the other one. And a couple of people went hard, and they had to come to the principal's office. And they had to come up. You know, come to the ring, and
Yeah.
Now it's been good. It's been good ever since. Like it's been good. But I mean that's your time to.
Johnny and Javier were kind of getting into it the other day. I almost said something to you, but they were like, no, don't. I was like, what are y'all doing? I was like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing right now?
Was that when they had elbow pads on?
I don't know. It was this last Wednesday.
They had elbow
I turned around and they were like really going hard, and I was like, what are y'all doing? And they were like, and they were like hugging. Like, Johnny was like,
Yeah.
Of course he was. But yeah, no, I mean that's your time to really learn and to really explore that sense of sparring, because that's the thing that I think a lot of people are afraid of is the sparring. I think
they're not used to getting hit though.
Yeah,
that's why
people are hit shy. They close their eyes, they flinch, and I think for them we're drilling, we're working out, and then when we have spar day, I think for them that's when it gets real. They're like, oh man, like
I gotta get hit in the face.
I'm gonna get hit now, you know. But it's not. Once you get past that initial hit shy, it's so much fun. Mm-hmm. It's a blast.
Yeah, I'm telling you, from the time that I've started, I told myself, at the beginning, just transparency, I said, I'm gonna give this 3 months, man. If I don't like this, I'm done. Mm-hmm. But now I am a full-time lover of Muay Thai. Like,
it's good.
Yeah.
I love
in
it
it to
now.
win it.
Yeah, I love it now. My body is transforming too. I can feel it. You know what I mean?
It's good.
And that's a good thing. That's the best thing is when you start seeing the results, not just in your technique, but you feel differently. Mm-hmm. Your body feels differently. You know, you're just like, you know, my back was hurting, but now since you're active now, it's like those little aches and pains start disappearing. And
I'm gonna tell you a secret. You better not stop, because then your body goes down.
I know. I already know.
Yeah.
The only reason your body don't hurt because you got used to it.
Just don't stop.
Yes.
Never stop.
I know. I'm not. Unless, no, I ain't no less. I'm not gonna stop. It may be probably less going, but I'll tell you guys off camera, but I love it. I love going to the gym. Sometimes I'd be like, do I want to do this to myself? But then, like you said, after, I feel good.
Yeah, you feel good.
I feel good. Because I know Friday, I was like, I am tired from work. I don't really. But then after, I was like, you know what? I feel better now. You know what I mean? Got to release and just, it felt good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one of the things that.
How could you not feel good after hitting somebody in the face?
Yeah, it feels. It's like, you know, it's a good release. And as far as, I think also, we don't just focus on just the technical side of it as well. You know, we do a lot of strength and conditioning. We try to incorporate a little bit of everything, so that way you're not missing out on what you could be getting like elsewhere. You know, we do some weight. We do weight training. We do cardio. That's like, you know, greatest. Here, Outlaws #1 exercise are burpees. We love burpees.
He loves burpees.
Boo.
I love burpees.
Boo.
I love burpees.
He's by himself on that. Mm-hmm.
So
I'll do it, but boo.
But I mean, you know, we want not you just to be able to do the technique. We want you to be able to feel good while doing it. Mm-hmm. Not, you know, so that means working out your hips, means working out your legs, working out your shoulders. You know, like yesterday we did shoulders and legs. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just burned out the shoulders and burned out the legs. But those are things that are going to help you in the long run. You know, keeping your hands up. You know, it starts not with your arms, it's with your shoulders. Mm-hmm. You know, moving and conditioning your legs. You know, you got to do all those things. And I think a lot of people focus on just teaching Muay Thai, which if that's your equation to your gym, then that's fine. But for us, we want to incorporate everything. I want to be able to teach you stuff, but I want to make sure that you're able to do it by having your body conditioned for it. Mm-hmm. You know, taking a body shot. You know, got to work the core.
That's important.
Yes, it is.
Especially if you're going to spar Coach Nick.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, man. One last question before I get you guys out of here. Did anybody complete the May challenge?
No.
Nobody.
No.
But Chris is still training for it.
No, no one. As a matter of fact, you know what? I had a lot of people talking a lot of shit saying that they were going to do it. No one.
Nobody completed it.
Chris said he can do the Sun Gods, and he said that he's working on the 7 Gates.
So, I mean, once you, a lot of people are like, yeah. And maybe it's because of the shit I was talking earlier. Like, I don't know, but.
Yeah,
no.
nobody.
For those that don't know, at Outlaw Gym, Coach Ash and Coach Nick presented a challenge to the gym. You have to do 3 different exercises. What is the Sally?
Mm-hmm.
Sun Gods, and what's the last one?
7 Gates.
7 Gates.
Yeah.
These are 3 different exercises that you have to complete. If you hesitate or stop, the challenge is over.
Yep.
Can you even call them like individual exercises? Because it's like a routine. It's like each one is like a whole routine, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
For different
So
different
it's
body
like-
part.
Yeah, it's like a whole. I don't know.
I don't see the problem. I don't see the problem.
I saw you.
It's you know, like I told everyone this is the secret to doing it. If you could complete Sally, if you could get done with Sally, you could
There
probably,
was no secret.
you could probably coast through the rest of it. Like,
The secret was you're not human. That's the secret.
Listen, I attempted it and I lasted 45 seconds. Sally is 3 minutes or 3.5 minutes long. So that gives you an idea of how hard it is to do.
it was, you know, people were training. I know
Johnny was training for it.
Johnny
wasn't
was training for it. Who else was training for it?
he? Chris still training for it. He don't even want nothing. He just wants the satisfaction of beating you.
I think I mean, if you could, like I said, if you could get through Sally, I think Sally was the one that was like killing people.
Yes. Sally is like, she's a bitch.
Yeah, she is. I love her though. I love her.
How many push-ups do you have to do in your lifetime to be able to just consecutively do that all the time?
You want so Sally?
Don't even pretend there's a secret. There's no secret.
There is no
Shut
secret.
up.
There's
no secret.
no secret. I don't know how to even train for that.
You can't. Just-
How do
next
you
question.
train?
Next question.
How do you
I
train for
call bullshit.
Just, you know what? What you do is, I'll tell you how to train for Sally. You do Sally. You just do the push-ups. Go to the song. And then when you every time you stop, write down when you stop. And then try to beat that time. Just try to beat that time. That's it.
Actually, that actually sounds like some sound device.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes I just feel like you be bullshitting. But that actually sounds like some sound device.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just write it down and like, okay, so I started the song. 37 seconds in. Fuck. Okay. let me
37 seconds.
Yeah. And let me get to 45 seconds, and then try to set a goal.
To get to 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, to get to 3.5 minutes.
Okay.
And also, if
I'll pass that to the kid.
pass that to it's.
I don't know if he made it through Sally or not.
It's not the push-ups that really get you.
It's the holding.
It's the holding.
Yes. It's the waiting for them to say, "Okay, Sally up." That's the part.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what gets you.
And not being able to shake your way up. No, you can't shake your way up.
because you gotta stay on
Yes.
on cue. If it's saying bring Sally down and you're still pushing up, man, that's it. The song's over.
Yeah.
Better luck next time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I did my time, and just like I did my time going to church. I'm out.
Man, thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming and tapping in with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. This was fun.
Outlaw Gym. I recommend if anybody want to get in shape or do something different to work all the body all at once, Muay Thai, Outlaw Gym in Grand Prairie. The address again?
2601 Arrow Drive in Grand Prairie, Texas. Come
join the gym. See what it's about. It was something new for me. I never did it before. Never had any kind of martial arts. I'm glad I joined. Glad to have you guys as my coaches.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to be your coaches.
Yeah. Man, thank y'all for tapping in. This has been the Tap In Podcast. Holla.
All right.